It's like, I don't know if any of y'all watch Andy Griffith. Now, that's my favorite show, okay? I don't like many sitcoms, but it was before my time, but I love that show. I got trivia game, trivia book, and there's this family on there called the Darlings, and the four sons, they never say a word, and that's the Pendleton campus, and they'll say, "How y'all doing, boys?" And they'll just look at him like. And the daddy, who is Denver Powell, who used to be Uncle Jesse on Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
He goes,
sorry.
They are all keyed up. So that's what Pendleton is. Pendleton's all keyed up.
Hey,
So,
but we
y'all
can't see.
y'all ever seen Patrick on the Orb of Confusion? When you walk into that Pendleton camp, when you walk into the AD 110, it's like you walk into the Orb of Confusion. It's like,
You've never been here, how you know?
Uh-oh.
I see, there we go. I got somebody. Good. Yay. Who was at the top?
Round goes back.
I'm the one you run into on Anderson on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Thank you. You're going to get beat up in the hallway now. Oh my gosh! I think I saw somebody laugh. Oh my gosh! I think we're breaking the ice. Maybe. Okay, I got some questions to go over. All from Miss Jeter, of course.
I mean,
No, because you're the only one that communicates. So,
true.
So it just go figure that I get questions from Miss Jeter. So here's our first question. I'm gonna go over questions today since I got 3 or 4. And the first question, and this is what I do when I go over the first question. I meant the first few questions of the semester. I explain to everybody what this top number means, and then I explain what this number means. This number means number 25 in the book. So if you go to 6A, and you know the homework questions that are at the end of the session, section, this one's like number 25. Did I say it's the same as number 25? No. I said it's similar to 25 in the book. So the first number up here, I'll say 6A 25/15. 15 is each one of your homeworks, 6A homeworks online, it's number 15. It's like number 15. So every time I pull up a homework question, I say, okay, this is 6A 25/15. 25 in the book /15 online. Everybody with me?
Good.
Yes.
Thank you. One person.
2 people.
Get it now. I'm not going to get any more. They done peeked out at Pendleton. Here we go. I got 3 smiles and 2 people talking, so I'm happy. For the following distribution, decide whether you expect the mean, median, or mode to give the best representation of the center of distribution and explain why. The individual weights of oranges in a 5-pound bag. Ms. Jeter, can you not see it? Is the whiteboard not turned on?
It is. It's just the angle of it.
The whiteboard should be right in front of you.
Oh, it's not turned on.
What did you say right before class started?
What did you say right before class? I want to know, since y'all be talking before we get online and stuff. Oh, yeah, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Just scared. Alright, that's how we gonna beat y'all up. Y'all getting
I said, for class, I said, number 1, Pendleton is not green. The little thing beside Pendleton should be green when I pull y'all up. It is never on green. It is on yellow. And I said, something will go wrong at Pendleton, and here we are. The whiteboard was not turned on.
It's okay. The magic little remote, I pressed it and boom.
Now, what's going to be on the whiteboard? That's going to cause the second problem.
Just drag it over. Yeah,
My
turn that off and then
whiteboard,
drag it
my
over.
presentation should be on the whiteboard so you can see it, Miss Jeter. So where is my presentation right now? Is it on the TV screen
Like his desktop?
or is it on the whiteboard?
We're trying to figure it out.
Hold that thought.
There you go.
We got it. Boom. Oh, smart people in Pendleton. What? Boom.
What is the question?
Okay,
Still-
forget
you
it.
still can't
I'm just
really
going to
see it
keep
that
on
well.
going. For the following distribution, decide whether you expect the mean, median, or mode to be a good representation of a 5-pound bag of oranges. All right, I want
Hey,
you to
can you zoom in a
highlight.
little bit? Can you zoom in a little bit? You can't see it.
She said, can you zoom in a little bit?
Was that Easley or Pendleton?
Pendleton.
B-Town.
Can y'all not see the screen?
No, because it's we zooming in right as you are talking right
That's
now.
better.
We got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that better, Pendleton?
Yes.
Divas. All right. Write down the individual weights of oranges in a 5-pound bag. I want you to highlight that, and I want you to write out to the left. Similar or different? Right out to the side of it. I want you to put similar or different. And that'll tell you what's best. If it's similar, then you always go with the mean. If it's not similar, then you might lean on the median. The mode really is worthless, okay? But these two, anything having to do with the middle, remember the three that are important. The mean, the median, and the what?
No.
Starts with a M.
Mid-range.
Okay, I heard somebody mumble. Mid-range.
Mid-range.
Those are the three important ones. Mode is useless. So since these are similar, why are they similar? Because most orange companies, when you put the oranges in the packaging plant, like potatoes, like apples, how do they bag them? How do they group them?
By weight.
By weight or size. In other words, when the apples come in or the peaches come in, and they come in and they put them in a big vat, the vat washes them, then they send them by size to certain other vats, and then that's where they're packaged. So what does the bag of oranges, what should they have in common? They all
Weight.
should be about the same what?
Right?
Size. They all should be about the same size. Think of apples, oranges, peaches, whatever, fruits, potatoes, tomatoes. Think of all those things that are packaged. Think of it like a corn. Oh, that's in moonshine. Think of it like a coin separator. You know the thing that separates the coins?
Yeah.
Okay? So when the oranges come in, you dump them in the plant, and they are separated by what? By their size. And then they're bagged up by their size. So therefore, every bag of oranges should be about the same what? Size. So
Size.
therefore, if the sizes are similar, you go with the mean. If the sizes are not similar, then you probably want to go with the median or the mode, preferably the median. Capiche?
Capiche. That makes so much
That's
sense.
an okay test question, but it's kind of open, so I stay away from those test questions, but that would be a standardized test question. And you would go with the mean. Most of the time, you'll go with these two. And what is an outlier? Your outlier is your Tom
It's
Brady.
outside the boundaries.
She talking, Hubert. She got to answer, so you need to
Oh
be
my
quiet.
gosh. Wait a minute. Let's record it. Am I recording? Pendleton, did you have an answer?
Yes. It lays
Give it
outside
to
the
us,
boundaries.
Pendleton.
It lays outside the boundaries.
Yes, outside 2 standard deviations. Thank you. That's called communication. Way to go. Who is that, Pendleton? Who said that?
Helen.
Okay, I can't see because somebody's covering up your face. Okay, there you go. All right. Thank you, Ellen.
You're welcome.
She's gonna grow up as soon as she goes outside the door.
Stop talking under your breath. We can hear you.
Okay. So anybody got a question there? Outliers would be your 6-foot second graders. Okay? Your Michael Jordans, your Peyton Mannings, I'm using your Tiger Woods, I don't know, let's say who else? That's about it. Oh yeah, Tom Brady. Even though some people don't like him, he's still one of the greatest. So, and I don't think anybody can touch Michael Jordan. And Jack Nicklaus, okay, think of the Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus. So, every once in a while you have something that's just out of the norm. It's outside 2 standard deviations. You're not going to find outliers in a bag of oranges. Why? Because they're grouped by size. Comprende? So use your critical thinking there. That's gone. Next, this is 6B. 6B, which one's first? Okay, that's 3. So this is number 3/2. 3/2. It, first of all, is it a test question? Let's look. The lower quartile for a copy is upper quartiles 10.45. What can you conclude? Okay, so let me just get on the handy dandy whiteboard and I'll explain this. I have no idea. I've never seen this question before. So it's probably a standardized test question, so I'll get through with it. Let's go up here and just draw a number line. Draw a number line and divide it into 4 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is your first quartile. This is your first quartile. This is your second quartile. And this is your third quartile. And this is your 50th percentile. And this is your 25th percentile. It's the same thing. And this is your 75th percentile. We'll get into that later, okay? Now, it says that the lower quartile, which is the first quartile, because you don't know this yet, is 775. And the upper quartile is 1025. Now, I've explained to you the question. Now, I don't know what the answers are going to say, but half is right here, right? So somebody tell me what they think half would be. Well, this is $8. This is $10. So what's between 8 and 10?
9.
So I'd be willing to say that half the workers are making $9 an hour. So look at those. Now, first of all, you can tell that the median is 9 also, but you don't know that yet. Okay, so leave the median, the 2 median answers, leave those off because you don't know that yet. That's information you're going to get later. Half the workers in between the 7, because the lower quartile has half the workers below it, and the upper quartile, no, that's not right. What does quartile mean?
4. Like
exactly. 4. So a fourth is down here, and a fourth is where? Right there. So that's wrong. So this is wrong. Half does not go with what? Quartile. So that's wrong. The range is 250 because that is the difference between the, no, that is not, that's the interquartile range. You don't know that yet. So that's not right. So the only thing that you could, and you don't know the median yet because you don't know that the median is the 50th percentile because we haven't taught you that yet. So B is your answer. This is a standardized test question. It would not be a unit test question because you haven't learned 3/4 of the answers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't agree with this. This is not a good question, but not because of the question, because of the answers. The answers would confuse you because you don't know 3 of the answers yet. you only know two of the answers. And this one you know, but it doesn't work because the range is between the highest and the what?
Lowest.
You don't have the highest and the lowest. You're only given the first quartile, the third quartile, and that way you can estimate the second quartile. You're not given, this is the mean, put the mean right here, and the max is right here. So that's a good after the fact question. That would probably be a good question on a standardized test. Prende?
Yes.
I got these Ukrainian students in my other class, and they told me how to say in the Ukrainian. Dang, it sounded good, but I can't say it. So, do you understand in Ukrainian? I don't know how to say it. They told me they'd write it down, but they didn't. So they suck. Next. Anybody speak Ukrainian? They speak 3 languages. Can you imagine speaking 3 languages? You have to be pretty smart to speak 3 or 4 languages.
How many languages can you speak?
1, redneck. All right, 9. Number 7, 9-7. There's some Pendleton students up there. I can't believe he said he spoke redneck. Yeah, I speak redneck, Pendleton. I'm sorry. Decide whether the following statements make sense, or is clearly true, or does not make sense, or is clearly false. Explain your reasoning. For the 30 students who took the test, the high score was 80, the median was 75, and the low score was 40. So, first of all, for the 30 students who took the test, the high score was 80. So you draw your number line again. The low score was 40. So let's take our number line, since we haven't talked about the normal curve yet, and this is just critical thinking. So what do they give us?
The high score was 80, the median was 75, and the low score was 40.
The high score is 80, and the low score is what?
40.
So
40.
With these two things, what can you calculate?
Halfway.
You can calculate the range. So the range is 40.
Right.
And what else can you calculate?
Median? Medians?
Nope.
Oh. I suck.
Such a disappointment, Miss Jeter.
I know. I'm going to go in the corner.
What can you calculate? Not only the range, but the
Mid-range.
mid-range. And what is the important? The 3 M's. The mean, the median, and the mid-range. So if this is valid data, the mid-range should be very close to the what?
Median.
Median. So let's check it. 80 plus 40 over 2 is 60. 60 does not equal 75. So therefore, we know that the data is skewed one way or the other. We don't know because we don't have enough information. We know that the mid-range, the center, is what the calculated center is 60. What is the median of the class? 75. So I can gather from this data that we have a curve that's a little bit skewed left, because most of the data is on the what?
Right.
Right. Because here is center. Center is 60. Since we don't have, and I'll also tell you this, mid-range is always used on some kind of number line. Okay, later on we're going to be doing the quartiles and the box plot, and you're always going to put the median, the mid-range on the number line, and you're going to compare the median or the mean to the mid-range. And here, so somebody read those three, because I'm not a Philadelphia lawyer and I can't read very good. So, which one says something that is to the right, or most of the data is to the right, or is skewed left? Anything? Well, let's read the three. The statement makes sense because it's possible that when sorting the 30 from low to high, the first value was 40, the highest value was 80, and 75 was halfway. It's not halfway, is it? No, it's not, because the mid-range is halfway. And if it was 60, if it was 58 or 62 in that area, then you could say A. So A's not it. Let's read C. The statement does not make sense because the median should divide the lowest fourth. Okay. What is the median? It's part of what? Starts with a C. It should be part of the what? Center. Center means 50%. 50% means half, right? Always.
Yes.
The mean, median, or let's write this down. The mean, median, and mid-range all supposed to represent the center. Center means 50%. Also, that means what? Half. Half, center, 50% does not go with what?
Half.
Fourth.
Oh.
That's like comparing apples and oranges. You can't compare a half or anything that represents a half to a fourth. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? So it's not C,
Yeah.
so it's got to be. Let's read B. The statement makes sense because it is possible that when sorting blah, 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 the first value was 40, and the highest value is 80, and 75 was halfway between the 15th and 16th score, okay? What's halfway between 30? So 15 is right here. 15 students is right here. So what does this say? What does my drawing say? That the median is somewhere around the 15th and 16th score. It's to the right. Okay? Somebody is trying to get in touch with me. They've texted me like 3 times. They can wait. It's not Clemson, and it's not Robert Anderson. It's not my mom, so they can wait. Put that on vibrate. Hey, question on this one.
Nope.
Y'all supposed to have a heart attack, go into cardio infarction. Because my phone went off. Question. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, no reaction whatsoever. Easley, are y'all still there?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Okay.
Mostly. Mostly.
I need to bring Mr. Miyagi and Jake into the picture. Y'all did bring life into this class. Might even get another crack and smile out of Pendleton. Might. All right, so that's all the questions that's been sent so far. Now, what was the last thing we went over for those that pay attention?
We're on 6B.
6C. So let's look at 6C and see where I left off.
I didn't say 6C.
Heck, 6C. I mean, we go over in chapter 6.
I didn't say 6C. I said 6B.
Okay, we need to start saying Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, okay? Because I can't determine
Okay.
whether. So say it again, Miss Jeter.
Bravo.
6 what?
Bravo.
6 Bravo, okay. So I'll go ahead and pull up 6 Charlie also. So 6 Bravo. What is the last thing we went over in Bravo?
That's where we need to start.
Oh, we need to start. Thank you. I always depend on my students to help keep me.
Yeah, because you're never.
What'd she say?
Nothing.
It's all the meth she does.
I don't do meth anymore.
Oh, anymore? Okay, that's good. I don't do vodka anymore. Actually, vodka is not my favorite. Bourbon is my favorite. So. Yes, yes, I thought you wanted to know. He talked about drinking. Hey. Yeah, but somebody can bring a red Solo cup in until 1 o'clock. Nobody will say a word. I talk about drinking. Yes, Hubert, I'm concerned. You were talking about drinking. Putting statistics to work. Measures of variation. Consider the following waiting times. This is where you find, okay, the mean, median, and mode and all that. You graph it. I'm going to show you how to do this on the Excel spreadsheet. Let's see what they're going to start talking about. They're probably going to start talking about, the range. We've already talked about this, but we're going to take these, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to our handy dandy
Nope.
Excel spreadsheet, if I can, there we go. And we're going to do something like this, only I'm not going to try to copy it because that'd take longer to do that. So I'm going to go over to my handy dandy Excel spreadsheet and we're going to do a comparison. And that's what they're doing with this. So here's our first set. Let's say this is ages at Anderson campus. And we get the average ages or whatever, or we 10 people, and we get 17, 18, 19, 21, and 25. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I'm gonna blow this up for y'all.
Appreciate it.
Because y'all gonna bitch if I don't.
True.
And let's make that good?
Yeah. So I'm talking about.
Okay, and I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna put ages at Pendleton. Or let's go with easily. Easily, because the Pendleton people wouldn't fill out the surveys. So here we go. Let's go with 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's take off one of the 17s. Okay, so write those down, and of course I can't show you one time because I can't please everybody. So I'm having to blow it up so you can see it, but I blowed it up so you can't see both of them. So you're going to have to copy down the first one and then the second one, and go ahead and be doing everything. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range. We'll get to variance and standard deviation later. So write those numbers down. There should be 8 of them. And go ahead and be calculating all of that stuff for the first set. Okay, has everybody got them copied down, the first set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now here's the second set.
Bless you. Thank you.
No sneezing in class and no blessing anybody.
Kind of crucial.
Blessed means you're practicing religion. You can't practice religion in class. Only if you're a certain type of religion, and then it's okay. Now, I'm going to show you how to do several things, and y'all can keep working, or I'll give you another minute. I'll give you another couple of minutes.
You're so kind.
I don't know why the camera goes to one side. It goes to one side. No, that's not it, because all it goes, the other girl, and it just. So if you could, both of y'all, could y'all turn the camera to each of y'all's left? Just a little bit more easily. Thank you. A little bit more, Pendleton. There we go. Thank you.
Welcome.
Did it again. No, it ain't gonna work. The reason it's not moving is because the room is so quiet. That's why. It always goes to the left. What is that written on that whiteboard back there? Somebody tell me.
SI sessions.
Oh, okay. I guess I said that's such a big deal. You don't know what I did in 1966 for Tri County?
What did you do?
First SI sessions. And they think it's such a big deal with posters and projects. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to show you how to do a graph. So here's a graph. You highlight the numbers. Then go hit insert. Go over here and pick out which graph you like. You like a bar graph? Oh, let's say I like a histogram. Well, I'm going to do a bar graph. There's a histogram. Okay. Now they put it in classes. But I'm just showing you how to do it. I usually do a line graph. So there you go. So if you want to do this one, go to insert. Now, as you can see, you see a little bit more of a trend with Easley campus than with what? Anderson campus. Everybody see the trend a little bit better?
Yeah.
It's more of a straight what? Line. Versus here, where you've got a little gradual uptrend and constant then up. So you got a little bit of difference. And what you're looking at is you're analyzing numbers. So that takes care of how to do that. I don't care about that. So let's go to mean, median, mode, range, and mid-range. So that's going to be equal to, I'm going to hit the summation key right over here, big sigma, and copy all these, and divide by what? 8.
8.
Just not used to that. Take these two, I'm going to highlight them yeller, or for those of you that's not from around here, that's yellow, and that's going to be yellow. And that's going to be equal to parentheses, this guy plus this guy divided by 2. And then the mode I really don't care about, but let's say 17, 19. I'm going to color that yellow, red. Why? Because that is the only one that's not calculated. 19 is always observed. Mode is always observed. Range is equal to the highest minus
the lowest.
Minus the lowest. And mid-range is equal to the highest plus
Plus
the
the
lowest, or the lowest plus the
Divided.
highest, because addition is commutative, divided by 2. And let's look at the 3 greens. I'm sorry, per day. And you see that they're fairly close, but you see that the mid-range is a little bit different. So that means that most of your numbers are coming from the left side of the center. Most of your numbers, weighted numbers, are on the left side of the center. That's why it's pulling the median to the what of center. What's 19 in relation to 21? To the left center. Yeah, that's right, class. 21 is in the middle, right? Where is 19? It's to the left. Thank you, one person. I appreciate it. Everybody should be saying it's to the left. That's all right. Now let's do. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hit Control C, which means copy, and go down here and put it right there and hit Control V. Now, what do we see? We see 19.4, 19, and 21. Let's see what we see down here. 19, 18.5, and 19.5. Somebody tell me what these two tell us. What does your data tell you?
Similar. Close in range.
It's more tight. Think of tight. T-I-G-H-T. Tight. Some of y'all knew anything about bearings. You know when a bearing is sloppy, that's when things start tearing up. A bearing has to be tight. Tight means that everything's running smoothly. Tight, in this case, means that the numbers, that means Hubert, shut up. That means all the numbers are tight. That means your data is valid. Here, since the 21 does not match up with the 19 and the 19.4, your data is more what? Loose. Slop. That's what slop means. Sloppy, slop. That's what it means. Mechanically, that means that it's moving around a lot. Versus tight. What do you want in statistics? Do you want slop or do you want tight?
Tight.
You want tight. You want your numbers to be close together. That means less outliers. And that's what you're going to be asked in the first part of whatever section we're on. What is this section? 6 what?
6B.
6B. You're going to be comparing numbers, and that's what this one is right here. They're telling you how to do that. Now, the best way to do it is on the Excel spreadsheet. So I would, and I'm not telling you, because I'm going to show you how to use a calculator also. But I would go ahead and tell some of you that don't have a closed mind, go ahead and start playing around with the Excel spreadsheet a little bit. Okay? Maybe try to use some of the features that are on it that I'm showing you. Okay? Because it might help you on a test. Even though I don't put a lot of grouping on the test, you do have them on homework questions, and it's very important that you understand what they're trying to get, what they're trying to tell you. Okay, let me shut down the recording, and let's go through and see if the